What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Formula America podcast. We're your hosts, Kurt and Dylan, and I think we finally had a little bit of excitement, Dylan. A little bit heading into the break.
It was a dramatic race without being a lot of drama on track.
I think that's a good way to put it. I think so, yeah. It wasn't like the most hectic, crazy race like overall, but I feel like there was enough going on this weekend, and that whole McLaren battle to me was just amazing. Just watching and seeing what was going to happen with that. And
the Ferrari implosion at the same time.
Oh my God. Ferrari is just, I don't know what happened this weekend with Ferrari, but I don't think there was one shining moment for that entire team.
Except for pole, which just gave hope to a man that does not need hope.
It gave hope to a man that gave hope to Charles Leclerc, and it completely destroyed his teammate. We've talked about Lewis lately, and the way like he always, like Lando, wears his heart on his sleeves and just is very emotional in the press conferences. But my God, this weekend after the post-quali interview was brutal. That was so hard to watch.
Said he was useless. The team did nothing wrong. They should just get another driver instead. You're like, bro, are you? Someone had get this man a drink. What the hell's going on?
That was, and then you see that, I don't know if it's confirmed, but obviously there was a bunch of pictures of Toto Wolff going in the Ferrari garage.
Yeah.
And apparently they asked Fred Vasseur, and Fred had said that he needed somebody to come talk to Lewis to kind of cheer him up a little bit. So he called Toto to come over.
That's pretty bad, man.
It is. That was funny. Some of the comments I was looking under, it was like, somebody was like, oh, Fred called him over to ask for a refund for Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, and then Leclerc, the radio messages, and what do you think was up with that Ferrari? Leclerc did say it was a chassis thing. What do you think it was?
Did you see the George Russell interview?
I saw the George Russell interview, yep.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the George Russell interview, basically Russell, after the race, was saying that according to everything that they can see on their side, looking at Charles Leclerc's data and all that, that they think that because the car was so low, it was illegally low, apparently. Yep. And that they did not just inflating the tires more to raise it up a little bit, but also cutting power so that the top speeds, it wasn't bottoming out as much, because that's where it really bottoms out and scrapes off the plank wear or the plank at the bottom. So, I mean, I don't know. There's definitely something, in Charles Leclerc's attitude drastically changed from going in the cockpit of the car.
Pit stop.
Yeah, and then getting out and talking to the team before his interview. He was like, oh, it was just an issue with the chassis that I was unaware of. So they told him something that they clearly didn't want to broadcast over the radio.
Yeah.
And so that shift in his attitude also tells me that, yeah, there was probably something going on there. That car was not up to snuff, you know?
No, and he knew something was up because he was referring to something during the race, but he was pissed. And he went from being every bit as fast as those McLarens, they couldn't pass him, to nothing. I mean, just falling away.
It's interesting. I'm actually on Planet F1 right now, and they did a deep dive into it, and they've got a line graph, and they're showing Charles Leclerc's pace and comparing it with Piastri and Norris's pace. And you could see where after that third pit stop, Charles Leclerc's pace, second pit stop, his pace, that third stint, is completely different. Yeah. It's like way slower, and you could see it on the graph. So yeah, I don't know. Charles Leclerc went from an absolute high on Saturday to a
man that low. Thought he had no hope, lost the hope he didn't even know he had.
There's another new rock bottom.
Just heading into summer break too. You don't get to rebound off of this. You're going to go live with that one for a couple of weeks now. Dude, same thing with Lewis.
Him and Lewis, they both need to just disappear, go to some little retreat somewhere, and just, I don't know, woo-saw it out and just have a
go do some ayahuasca session with Aaron Rodgers or something. But
yeah, there you go. Because they both need a refresh after this break.
Man. But those McLarens look good. That battle was crazy. We talked about it last week after Spa. What's up with these cars? What's up with these? Oh, it's a two-stop. Just kidding. One stops work just fine. There's no crashes. There's no... How do we not even have a yellow flag?
I know, it's wild. And we're also seeing, you had talked about it last time, with just how difficult passing is.
Yeah.
Like you start catching up to somebody. It was Lewis Hamilton last week catching up to Albon. And then this week you've got Oscar Piastri catching up to Norris, and he was cutting that gap down.
Yeah.
And then he got there and he couldn't do much about it. Same thing with Norris when he was behind Russell at the beginning of the race. It's like you have to have such a difference in speed to get past. But man, that was exciting watching Oscar, because for a while there,
time down.
Oh, I know. For a while there, you're like, oh, Lando's got this in the bag. And then you're like, wait a second, Oscar's got a chance. He's coming back.
Lando went from P3 down to P5 at the start. Classic first lap Lando. He pit stop, had a great pit stop through the hards on, and then just I guess your tires are not allowed to degrade if you don't give them permission to. I don't know. Like,
I think we actually cracked the code and figured out why Lando's so bad at the starts. It's all part of his plan. He does it so he get put on an alternate strategy and then win the race.
Yeah, it worked super well for him this week. Yeah,
it was wild because it was almost a repeat of last year's start.
Yeah,
where Lando was right there, and then it was interesting to see he got a good start and he got aggressive, but once Oscar came over, it just pushed him offline too much. He braked really early. And then after that, you saw everybody just flew right by him. And it's like, here we go.
Yep.
Once again, here we go. And it actually worked out this time, though.
Oh, my gosh. At the end, when Oscar locked it up and about went into him, and then he goes to the cool down room, and George saw it, was like, if y'all taking each other out, that would have been awesome. George was on a total high being on the podium.
Dude, I think that this is shaping up to be a super awesome, super long battle between these guys.
Yeah.
And I really do hope it goes down to the last race. I think that would be phenomenal.
I do too. And at this point, they both deserve to have it go all the way down to the wire.
Yep. I think it's really good. It shows right now it's kind of teetering. I feel like it's bubbling up. It's boiling. They're being respectful. They're playing nice. But we're going into the summer break. We're coming back. We're already past halfway in the season.
Yep.
And so I think a lot of those niceties are going to start to get less and less as the year goes on, and it's going to blow up at some point.
We can only hope, because Lord knows none of the cars are blowing up. The tires aren't blowing up. Nobody's crashing. I need some kind of drama here.
Dude, they are. I'm calling it now. They will take each other out in one race, and it is going to be that's going to be the catalyst, because after that, it's probably Hamilton and Rosberg after that.
We can only hope.
I want to see that.
I woke up early speaking of Rosberg, to get to Brundle Nico grid walk, and he wasn't there. I was very disappointed.
He had to take a break.
They were like, all right, we're not going to unleash Nico every time. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, Jos Verstappen is going to be here. We need to keep Nico out of there.
Oh, man. What else happened? Gabriele Bortoleto.
Oh, man. Incredible drive for that guy. What was he?
Incredible
P6?
job. P6.
On merit.
Q3
not a wet race.
On the quali. I mean, crushed it. You had Fernando Alonso singing his praises like it was going out of style.
Yep. Speaking of Alonso, what about those Aston Martins? I don't know where the hell they came from.
Both of them. Usually it's one.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes Stroll, but not usually. But all of a sudden, both of them was just like, holy shit, where did this guy come from?
Watching quali, and all of a sudden you got Stroll like consistently in the top 5. Like, what the hell is going on right now?
It's hard. Yeah. My buddy was texting me about, was it Road to America IMSA race this weekend? And that Aston Martin Valkyrie that's in that series. Oh my God, that car is beautiful.
Yeah.
I tune in just to stare at that car. And then I, come back over here and I'm like, I'm going to be just, if Max doesn't go to Merck, if we get rid of Stroll, I'm going to be an all Aston Martin fan.
Yeah. I've always thought that car was just beautiful. The F1 car in person. I love that color.
The F1 car's not done it for me as much, but that Aston Martin Valkyrie, oh man.
Yep.
It was wild. Liam Lawson finished in front of Max Verstappen. It's nice knowing you, Liam. Good luck.
There's going to be Liam Lawson and Nico Rosberg getting buried together.
Yeah. Double points finish for Mercedes. That Merc came alive. What we thought was going to happen last week happened this week with that Mercedes.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you once again, freaking George Russell just quietly just there. And I mean, it's that consistency that's going to have him, P3 at the end of the year. I'm
He's
sure.
about to overtake Max.
Yeah, and Max already came out and said he doesn't expect to win another race this season. And after what we saw yesterday, that car did not like the Hungaroring whatsoever.
No, it did not. Yeah, before we go to our heroes and zeros, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen battling for P11. What do you think of that?
I thought that was incredible. Anytime that they're next to each other on track, it brings back the glory days. Normally, it doesn't last long because Max's car is so much faster. But I love it, and I feel like Max was trying to get payback for Silverstone 2021 when he went the inside right there. And
Lewis just pieced out. He was like, "No, I'm good. I don't want none of that."
I think, and even like it showed, like the commentators on F1, they're saying like that's a high speed section that you rarely see passes on. It's like, for one, it probably took Lewis Hamilton by surprise and probably scared him a little bit too when he realized.
It obviously scared him a little bit because he jerked that wheel and was gone.
Yeah, I think it's funny. He didn't even. They lodged the protest. The stewards, they were summoned to the room. Lewis didn't even show up. He just left. Which, I mean, Lewis was upset for other reasons too. Yeah. I'm sure the last
he's
thing
like,
he
I don't
wanted,
give a shit.
Yeah, it was for P10, P11. It's fine.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. Heroes and zeros?
Let's do the heroes and the zeros. I got a lot of heroes this week.
I've got a lot of heroes as well. I don't have that many zeros. I have a feeling we're going to have a very similar zeros list.
I'm sure we will. I'll go ahead and start with the zeros. My first and biggest zero is going to be Ferrari.
Yeah, it's top of
They
my
have
list as well.
Successfully destroyed 2 drivers this weekend. Now they must be built back up. They have 3 weeks to get them to a level where they can compete again. But
Good
man,
luck.
that was ugly. Strategy was bad. The setup issues were bad. Lewis Hamilton, I feel like he's just not going to show back up after the break. He was telling them to get rid of him. Like, it's bad all around.
Is bad. Yeah, they are top zero for me as well by a mile.
My next zero, I'm going to go with Red Bull. Red Bull, we had Yuki Tsunoda, P17, Max Verstappen coming in P9. They just didn't, I don't know if it was setup or what the issue was. That car was just not happy. Both drivers were complaining that the rear ends were very loose this year. Just didn't work. Yuki Tsunoda has, out of the last 8 races, has had 4 Q1 exits.
Yeah.
And then in this race, Max Verstappen finished 72 seconds behind Lando Norris.
Yeah.
It's just not a good one for those guys.
Well, and part of the reason he's 72 seconds behind Lando is because Fernando Alonso managed to make that Aston Martin as wide as the track and back everybody up outside the top 4.
Alonso did what he is perhaps the absolute GOAT at doing, and that is being an absolute beast to pass.
Just a menace to society. Ain't happy about it. You know, he's smiling behind that helmet.
And then he got out.
A mile long behind him going, ha ha.
And then he got out. He had that mustache. I was like, man, that's perfect. All right. And then my third and final zero. These guys have 20 points on the season. They are dead last. Alpine. Speaking of dead last, they finished dead last, P18 and P19 of all of the finishers of the race. So man, Alpine just not looking good.
I have the exact same zeros list in the same order.
I don't even have alternates. So,
I don't either. I could try and make something up, but I don't see a point. I think that really hits the nail on the head.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and start off with our heroes of the weekend?
I'm giving it to Lando Norris first.
Yay.
I definitely think he earned it. I was rooting for Oscar big time, but Lando drove that car well, put it on top on merit, chose an alternate strategy. Good for him.
Yeah.
Great race.
Worked out.
Number 2, I'm giving it to Bortoleto. Phenomenal race for, at the beginning of the season, you and I were saying, he's going to Sauber. He's the F2 champion. Yeah, it's a great season for him to learn. Nobody expects him to do anything in that Sauber as a rookie. And he's the top rookie this weekend.
Yeah. He is doing things.
Phenomenal things. Fernando Alonso was in love with him with some of the things he was saying, how good Bortoleto was doing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I'm going to give it to Aston Martin as a whole.
Yeah. I think that is 100% deserved. And I also had the exact same 3 in that order. Lando, Russell, or Lando, Bortoleto, and Aston Martin. So I will go to some alternates now. Liam Lawson.
Yeah, he's one of my alternates.
Deserves.
Yeah,
I think Lawson deserves one, man. He the top Red Bull driver of the weekend. Good for that guy. My next one, again, I feel like I've got him a few times this year. George Russell, just quiet. He's like Michael Myers. You just look back and he's just there. And
I've got Mercedes as a whole as an alternate, but yeah, George Russell earned a podium, passed Leclerc. I had a great race.
Yep, and he almost got the top step of the podium if Oscar would have been just a little bit closer.
And just think we would have had Fernando Alonso on the podium.
We would have. That would have been awesome to see. And then I'm going to keep it, man. I got to keep Lando on there just because I feel like he handled the pressure well. I mean, I'm sure he probably peed himself a little bit.
I bet he did.
I'm sure he was just clenched butthole the entire end of that race.
Yeah.
But that guy, good for him. I was really glad to see that. And he made that strategy work out. So Lando Norris.
Let's go to our stupid predictions.
I don't actually remember who I predicted. I got to pull out my notes.
I'm looking at mine. Stupid Norris hadn't done his one-stop strategy. Would have been doing pretty good, but if Leclerc hadn't managed to cinch pole, would have been doing pretty good.
All right. Pole position. I had Lando Norris.
I had Piastri.
You had Piastri. We were both way off on that one.
Yeah, I was not going to guess Leclerc at any point.
Well, that Ferrari was illegal, so allegedly.
On right, P3, I had Max Verstappen.
Well, I had Lewis Hamilton, so.
Yeah, that's even worse. You're right.
The man who voluntarily fired himself this weekend.
P2, I had Norris.
P2, I had Charles Leclerc. I was hoping for it.
You were it wasn't that far off, actually.
I know.
Right up until Ferrari decided to just end him.
It's like just take the chance of getting found out at the end of the race.
At that point, like
you're already here.
P1, I had Piastri winning it.
P1, I did have Lando Norris. I had the correct answer there, so I got 1 point for those.
Wild card, I had Alonso point finish.
Wild card, I had a Stroll point finish, so we both got the wild cards.
So you got 3 points this weekend. So that puts us 20-16. You're still up.
Yes. I've extended my lead just a little bit.
Just
1 point, I believe. All right. And I believe we also have some movement on the fantasy side as well.
Oh, God. Do we have to? Do we have to go there?
Of course. You know what? Let's go ahead and start with P11. Mad Max Motorsports. He's gone down. Dang, Dylan.
Went from 10th, or I think I was like 8th.
Yeah, you were ahead of me at 1 point.
We are checking has moved up to 7th.
Yes, sir. I had a pretty good point haul this weekend.
We have Advantage Max still sitting in first place, raking in 262 points this weekend. He had Ferrari and McLaren as his constructors. It's a bold move, Cotton.
Yeah. Oof.
Seat Full of Water Racing is still number 2, trailing Advantage Max by 321 points.
Yeah, no movement at all in the top 6.
Providence Racing, Womp Womps, My Car's 1, Surefire. Then we have Kurt moving up. We are checking, followed by Gimme the Steering Wheel, Pod Squad, and Rohan 1504's Team Shumi. That rounds out our top 10.
I'm going through looking at everybody. The amount of people in here that have Oscar Piastri as their 2 times DRS driver.
I'm one of them.
It's almost every team.
Except for you.
Legitimately, there's me and one other team that I've seen so far, and I'm down on P14 right now. There we go. Nanobytes down in P15 has Lando Norris. Interesting. Wow. Team
the
Costin
wet chins. Why is the wet chins? What are they? Ooh, he had Ollie Behrman too. That's what got me this weekend. But he's got 2x on Pierre Gasly. It's a bold. It's an interesting.
That's a big 0.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. I don't have to drink. Strolling in the sand. does not have Lance Stroll on his lineup.
I feel like with a name like that, you have to.
Hopes and Dreams 23. Yeah, you picked Ferrari. That makes sense. Team Bigglesworth. We have an Austin Powers fan here. Has 2X on Alex Albon.
Also, I don't think they're very active because they still have a Racing Bulls Yuki Tsunoda in there.
Yep. Gene Haas is my father. That's probably not a bad person to have as your dad if you want an inheritance. F1 Chihuahuas. Got 2X on Max. All right. Rookies Incorporated. Please be all the rookies. Except 3 of the rookies. There's some good names out here. Crikey. Not very active. Has Lawson as a Red Bull driver. That was a long time ago.
Damn.
Lattes and ankle socks. Is this you, Kurt? Is this your alternate?
Lattes and ankle socks. Old George Russell right there. All right. Well, then, what are we going to do, man? We have 3 weeks until the next race, which is Zandvoort, if I recall.
Yeah, Netherlands.
That's always a fun race. But I think that it's going to be pretty interesting during the break. I think we should do a mid-season
review
roundup of our
I
review.
like that.
Also look at our preseason predictions, see how those are shaking out for the year so far, and then we'll see what else comes up. I'm sure there's going to be lots of driver contracts hopefully getting shored up pretty soon.
Do you see Russell saying that he isn't as secure as or have as much leverage as he once thought he did?
I did not.
Yeah, he came out and apparently said that, even though, because someone I asked him about, after Max kind of said he's not going to Mercedes, Russell was like, yeah, I didn't realize how much of a conversation was happening there. I don't have as much leverage as I maybe thought I did.
He's like, I want $500 million. Like, you're lucky to have a job.
Yeah. You're about to be hanging out with Carlos Sainz down in Williams again, all right?
It was like, calm down, buddy. You're not on Lewis Hamilton's level just yet. So relax. That's funny.
So yeah, how long do we have? 29 through 31 August. So last weekend in August is the Netherlands. The Heineken Dutch Grand Prix. Heineken just everywhere.
I do love that track. All right, well, I think that's probably going to be it for this one. We'll be back next week with some review things or whatever other news pops off. But that's all I have for this one, Dylan. Do you have anything else?
I really want Max to go to Mercedes. Like a lot.
Unfortunately, that dream is going to have to be put on hold for a little bit.
I would also like to petition Mohammed bin Sulayem to get rid of the engine regs, just put a horsepower limit, and let him go crazy.
Well, maybe that's something you can work on. We need to look that up because the voting is coming up for that this year.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if he's still going to be unopposed or if somebody else is going to get in the ring. I know
is Susie Wolf going to do it?
Well, Susie Wolf was looking into it. Carlos Sainz Sr.
Gunther Steiner would be good.
Oh my God. I can only imagine.
Yeah, he would definitely lift the cursing ban. I can promise you that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to be
That's all I got.
All right. Well, on that note,
stay classy, America.
We'll see you next time.
But for real, like engines, just let them go crazy.